If you're like me, when you're watching a game critic on YouTube and they're covering a game with subtitles on, you find it hard not to read the text, and that makes it difficult to listen to what the critic is saying. This is why I try to record without subtitles. Of course, when I'm playing a visual novel, where the story is conveyed mostly through text, there's not much I can do but apologize. Let's talk about 428 Shibuya Scramble. I was drawn to this game for two reasons. One was that Spike Chunsoft were having a Steam sale a couple weeks ago. I was finally able to buy the Nonary games for a nice discount. I've been wanting to cover the Zero Escape trilogy on this channel for a while, and now I can. Expect that sometime in the next 5 years. In an online discussion on the sale, there was a lot of positive reception for Shibuya Scramble. It was touted as an FMV visual novel that features a time chart like Virtue's Last Reward that makes swapping between the timelines of multiple characters and their choices easy to navigate. I was intrigued. It's odd to be playing a visual novel where the characters are portrayed by actors. Even odder is that this isn't an FMV game, not really. There's a tiny bit of movement on the character's select screen, but aside from that and the intro, it's all been still photos accompanied by enjoyable music as the text flies over it. I think this is because if too much was filmed, we'd have to hear the voices of the actors, and as there's too much text to fully voice the game, it might ruin the immersion of the player if a character contradicted or influenced the voice they hear in their head. I got to control 5 characters. Making decisions can lead to bad endings where a hint will suggest an alternate path, usually somewhere in the timeline of another character. Each chapter of the story is an hour in the lives of these characters, and the goal is to get each character to the end of their respective hour. This is where the time chart comes in, as it makes it easy to jump to a decision, make a change, and then jump back to another character. Speaking of jumps, sometimes a character's path will be locked by a keep out sign. This means that you have to find some red text in another character's path, highlight that red text, and then jump to the original character. This is a similar method to acquiring more information on what might be unknown terms to the player by highlighting blue text. Once, the red jump text was hidden within the information of the blue text. Yeesh! To me, the jumps seem like padding. The to be continueds I understand. Get everyone on the same page or force the player to follow another thread. It must be tough to form a game path out of the crisscrossing stories of multiple characters, but the jumps just felt like the flow of the game was being obstructed for no good reason. So, should you play 428 Shibuya Scramble? Well, you may have noticed that I haven't mentioned what the plot of the game is about, and for a visual novel, that's important. I didn't want to give away too much, but the game starts off playing a detective that's part of a sting operation for a ransom handoff. Other characters include a guy who likes to pick up trash around Shibuya, the father of the kidnapped girl who is an expert on viruses, a young woman selling diet drinks in a mascot costume, and a freelance journalist. The kidnapping links all the characters together, but as is the case with this type of story, I feel like I scratched the surface of what is going on. It's all going to be linked, and I bet there will be some great twists along the way. If you like visual novels, this looks like it could be a good one. I found the story thread with the girl's father the most interesting, as it foreshadowed what the story might actually be about. If you want a game where you actually control a character in space, where you're not just reading and making choices, or if you find actors instead of drawing characters in a visual novel off-putting, this won't be for you. As always, I would love to hear what you think of 428 Shibuya Scramble and this video down in the comments. If you liked the video, why not buy me a coffee? There's a link in the description. If you'd like to help me out in other ways, please give the video a like, share it on your favorite social media sites, or subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I hope you're all having a wonderful day.